Hello and welcome. I'm Trip. Welcome back to another FRS K-swap video. And this one, I'm going to start building up the K24A. Since I got some of my parts in, I can start throwing some of that stuff on. And if this is your first time here, catch you up to speed. I have a FRS. I pulled the FA20 out of it, and this is going in it. So let's get started. And the first thing we're going to work on today is, let's do the oil pan. Okay, after you got your oil pan off, you want to make sure everything is clean. Get rid of all the old RTV, clean up any oil, leftover oil, because you want your new RTV to stick. Another thing to note is in order to use the Kpower oil pan, you have to have a RSX Type S oil pump. So if you haven't done this already, you gotta do this first. But I have made a video for that. I will throw a link on how to install the oil pump and also all the timing assembly and how to break this thing down. So you definitely want to do that before you continue on, and also make sure that this drain valve port thingamajig on the oil squirtle is blocked off. You gotta put a screw in here to block off that port, which I've already done. And before I RTV it, I am gonna test fit it. Make sure everything fits. Okay, I test fit the oil pan. Just have a few screws bolted in. And I flipped it over because one of the other guys who's done the swap already had issues with the dipstick. It's hitting the baffle in the oil pan. So I need to figure that out before I continue. Okay, what I'm doing is I put a piece of tape where I figured the dipstick was hitting. I put a piece of, not a piece, but a little bit of grease on the tip of my dipstick. Put the pan back on and just shove the dipstick up until it hit the tape, which kind of gives me a rough estimate of where it's hitting. It kind of sucks. I was hoping it was going to be around here, because I can just drill a hole in this plate. But since it's back here, I'm also going to have to drill a hole in that plate as well. But luckily I can take this off pretty easily. Okay, I got everything nice and clean again. The dipstick clears. Doesn't hit anything. If you want a rough estimate, it's a ½ inch from the top of the baffling down, and 2 1/8 from this corner of the baffling this way. If you want a rough estimate. Okay, now I got everything cleaned up and I know that it fits. Put on some Honda Bond. Okay, oil pan's all torqued up and drying. What should we do next? The water neck or the mounts? So I figure since the sealant's still drying, I don't want to flip the engine over. I'm going to do the mounts. And I was test fitting this one, and I realized that this hits here and maybe here. So I'm going to have to shave this down a little bit, because where this hole meets up with this hole, there's like a gap. It's not touching, it's not flush because it's hitting this. So I'll shave these down, see if it'll fit a little bit better. Okay, I got those two shaved down a little bit. Let's test fit it. You essentially have to shave this one down until this touches that. So just keep on shaving on that one until it touches. Don't worry, there's nothing behind here. It's just a piece of cast aluminum. So a good bit of that can be taken off without any issues. Now the kit does come with 6 bolts, and they're all like different sizes, but the longest one, a 17 mil, goes here. There's two 14 mils. This one's a little bit longer, this one's a little bit shorter. And now we're working on the driver's side engine mount, and this is going to go to these 3 bolt holes, and everything seems to clear, nothing's interfering like the other side, so this one should be good to go. Now this does have 3 different size bolts, to all 17 mil. The longest one goes in the one that has this spacer. The second longest one goes in the top one. The little stubby goes in the bottom left. If you have the engine upside down like me. Okay, now I gotta torque them. All the big 17 mil bolts are all 45 foot-pounds. But these 2 smaller ones are 35. Okay, I let the sealant dry a little bit. Flip the engine over. Now I'm going to start working on the coolant neck. Get rid of these 4 nuts and bolts, and also get rid of this sensor has to come out. You also have to remove this central. And Kpower recommends removing both your cam centrals, cam position centrals. That way when you're installing the engine, it doesn't get crushed. Okay, before the net goes on, they supply you a bolt with a little O-ring to go in this port. We took the sensor out. Got a brand new gasket. Okay, they do supply you, like I said, they do supply you with new hardware. Then you take the sensor that you took out of here and you put it here. So you might have noticed I haven't been going step by step as in order as the manual has, which is very handy. It's really awesome that they added this. I've been kind of going, jumping around a little bit because of my own convenience. Because I don't have everything, or did things out of order to start with, so I've been kind of bouncing around to different things. There's also, doing it in a certain order is easier to film. So the next thing I'm going to do is the starter. We're kind of out in the open here, and I don't see why I can't put this on without having the bell housing adapter. So you do have to use a RSX K20 starter. The K24 starter will not clear the housing, the adapter bracket. So this is a K20 one. So I only put the top bolt in. The bottom bolt, I believe, comes with the adapter plate. So I left that one out. It's not going well. It'll be okay. Since we're in this area, we're going to do the thermostat housing. I put on a brand new thermostat, even though the old one didn't look bad at all. And we got to remove this hose. I guess it's the heater hose. Just pop it out. There's no ring on it, so it will fight you a little bit. And the kit comes with this hybrid racing thermostat housing plug. Just put the plug in there. A lot easier if you lube up the O-ring first. Throw some oil on it. You'll bolt this in, but you want to leave out the top one for now. To be honest, this would have been a lot easier to do before you put on the starter. So I should have did that first. But you can still do it. Just easier with the starter out of the way. Next, the hybrid racing plug kit comes with this little bracket. What it does is it goes over the top of the plug, and you take that upper bolt and you screw it in. Kind of gives it a little reach around, holds that plug in. Okay, since I got the engine mostly together, I'm going to swap over to working on the intake manifold. I'm not going to put it on the engine yet. I'm going to just build it up off the engine, because it's easier to put the engine in the car without it on. First thing I'm going to do is put this little port in here. This is for the heater core. this little one here. Some applications you will need an idle oil control valve, but this car does not need one. So it comes with a block-off plate to cover that up. Don't forget your gasket, your O-ring gasket. I don't know if the kit came with any type of block-off screw for that, but I just use this. Something I had laying around. Next is your map sensor. This comes from the K24 intake manifold, so you gotta take it off of it, and it goes here right before your throttle body. That screw doesn't work. Is it this one? Not sure if that was the one that was meant for this, but it works. Okay, next on the agenda is the throttle body. As I got back from the auto parts store, I had to go get some Loctite for it. I'm also going to get a few other things. So this kit comes with a bracket or adapter that converts this manifold to the FRS BRZ throttle body. Comes with both gaskets. Now that the adapter's on, you can put the throttle body itself on. Don't forget your gasket. Got some blue Loctite. And it's going to be oriented like this. I'll drop it. Okay, the throttle body's done, it's installed, it's good to go. Now we start working on the fuel oil. It has 3 ports on it. 2 of them get these little plugs, just plug it up unless you're using it. One of them gets this one's a little bulb for your fuel line. Goes on the end. Next are the injectors. These came off the K24. These are just factory Honda injectors. Make sure I lube up all my rings. Also, you need the fuel spacers from the K24. Okay, that is it. As far as I can go today. At least I got most of the engine complete. I guess the only thing I could do is maybe clutch and flywheel. But might as well wait for that for when I get the adapter plate. Hopefully this videos or series of videos will help you with your process, makes it easier for you to do this. Even though Kpower put out a pretty good manual for it, sometimes it's good to see something and watch a video on how something's done. It makes it a little bit easier and makes things go together a lot faster. So yeah, so come back for the next one because there definitely will be more, and take it easy. Peace out.